born everyone and period mentioned I'm a trial coordinator at the Coyle Research Centre as part of a highly experienced team. Multi-centre, multi-country cardiology trials under the institute, for which the university is responsible. As you're aware, conducting a clinical study involves many phases. Today I want to focus on the crucial transition between the planning phase and the actual study conduct. The goal is to walk you through the essential steps from the advanced stages of study design up to the preparation for launching your trial. One key step is conducting the site initiation visit, which ensures that the sites are ready to enroll their first, referred to as first patient, first visit, a critical milestone marking the official commencement of any trial. So site initiation is addressed in the various GCP guidelines. So you can see here, ICH GCP, just to give you a brief outline. Chapter 4 focuses on the roles and responsibilities of the investigator. It plays a key role in the site or study initiation process. Chapter 5 details the requirements of the study sponsor, the legal entity responsible for overseeing and managing regulated clinical trial. And according to GCP, this includes site selection, confirm that the site has the facility to conduct the study, and ensuring that there's clear definition and delegation of responsibilities. Additionally, under Section 8 of GCP, covers documentation outlining the requirements for assessing site suitability and documenting the procedures for how the study initiation is undertaken via a monitoring report. Again, here you will see the requirements to document the initiation process outlined for medical device studies through ISO 14155, the GCP for medical devices. Both ICH, GCP and ISO frameworks are built into our national legislation, by which we are bound. For a non-regulated study, similar processes can and should be applied where relevant. So in discussing the site initiation process, we've highlighted two distinct approaches. We can see here scenario A on the left refers to the study plan internally, where the university is responsible, and the local coordination team is responsible for designing and implementing all the necessary processes. And on the right, scenario B involves an external sponsor or company providing the templates, tools and processes to follow, ensuring compliance and consistency. In both cases, establishing strong processes is critical to ensure the successful launch and initiation of the study. So building on that description, the two scenarios are seen here with sponsor functions broadly outlined on the left, and the clinical site functions are on the right. So while many functions are not listed here, this diagram provides an overview to illustrate the different approaches and various levels of input involved on both sides. Scenario A, as we mentioned earlier, the sponsor needs to establish all the supporting tools and processes to allow the study to proceed as it was intended. It includes directing the study design and providing the oversight and all the regulatory aspects, such as ensuring that the trial agreements are in place, that the model contracts are prepared, that there's sufficient insurance to cover the risk of the study, that both regulatory and ethics submissions have been completed, that the risk assessment and data protection assessment have been carried out. They may need to establish a data safety monitoring board and outline any audit and monitoring requirements. The sponsor team will also be responsible for preparing the documentation required for a study, including the study protocol and the various research manuals, such as the stats analysis plan, the data management plan, learning the ECRF, building the database, and the monitoring plan, and of course, the site initiation training material. Also will be required to process and manage the systems involved in the clinical trial. So that would be the data management or DDC, data acquisition and storage, the database training and providing and granting user access, the safety reporting process, ensuring that there's sufficient IMP source and managed throughout the trial, and overseeing any vendor management. Essential to all of this are the teams. This will be the sponsor, clinical and administrative members, and all clinical points invited to participate where the study visits would be conducted and data gathered. Site selection is crucial to the success of the study to make sure you have access to the target population and sufficient recruitment to ensure the study is completed within the required timeline. GCP, a clinical trial site, can be located in a hospital, can be based in a primary care centre, can also be a satellite site, study site that is linked to an existing parent site, where the parent site and the satellite site share the same PI. And with advancing technologies and novel approaches to study design, sponsors are exploring decentralized options where a research participant may not need to leave their home for the study visits. The selection of the sites by the sponsor will be facilitated through collaboration with the research units, signposting services nationally, internationally, prior experience with the site or the principal investigator, and even through the college. Process for site selection broadly follows this pathway. The sponsor will reach out to the PI and a confidentiality form will be signed. The sponsor will conduct a feasibility assessment to ensure that the site has access to the target population, and then a site qualification visit may be conducted to ensure the site has the sufficient facilities for the duration of the trial. Guarantees that the chosen sites are adequately prepared to conduct the study, allowing for the successful and ethical completion of the research. Effective site selection is vital for the overall success of the trial, as it impacts the patient recruitment, data quality, and the study's timeline, ultimately ensuring that we come with a budget. Once the site is confirmed, the pathway to open a study plan typically follows this route to ensure the study can be opened in GCP and regulatory compliant manner, paving the way for the first patient first visit. Initially, the sponsor will obtain approvals for a study, which is a complex process. This involves securing approvals from ethics, competent authority, the institution, the affiliated research unit, and the sponsor, with funding allocated to adequately support the study throughout the duration. In fact, the third sponsor might prepare the green light indicating that everything is normal on their end to begin. However, it should be regarded as an amber light until the local site requirements are satisfied for the study to commence. To transition from that amber light to a green light, the local team must also verify that all the supporting documents are completed and properly signed. The team also needs to be organised, considering their current workload, repeated commitments to other studies and critical timelines. Training must be finalised and all the necessary equipment and interventions should be in place. Additionally, the methods for data collection should be prepared and ready for it. Site must give consideration to the increasing number of electronic systems that you can see here listed on the screen, and that will be applied to conduct the studies and collect the data with training and user access provided in advance. So now we move to the formal site initiation visit, which will cover all the aspects of the study related training, and it provides a valuable opportunity for the sponsor and site to follow moments in advance. During the initiation, protocol training and the delegated duties of all study personnel are documented on the delegation roll, which is signed by the PI. Protocol training on the day will include the sponsor providing a rationale, objectives, and outcomes of the study. They'll give design and organisation structure. They'll cover the eligibility criteria, the obtaining consent and ensuring the informed consent process is documented, and the recruitment process. We'll give an outline of the schedule of assessments and any site study specific safety event reporting. So it is essential to emphasise the responsibility of the investigator, ensuring that they are fully aware of the day-to-day running of the trial, and including any critical reporting timelines concerning the safety of their participants in the trial. Other items to cover will include to ensure that the site have a site file that's up to date. The site must order and ensure that there's sufficient study intervention and study supplies for the duration of the trial, that the allocated or appropriate source data is collected and entered into the study IT systems. Typical FIB agenda may look like this, and as is noted, it is to emphasise the PI oversight, ensuring that the principal investigator is responsive and timely, and meeting all the necessary requirements for the duration of the study. The final stages of getting ready to launch a trial can be categorised process. This brings you from that amber, where all the approvals are in place, to the point where all required and resources are ready to implement to start enrolling. The green line process includes confirming that all the trial documentation baseline were required and mobilized on the head of PILG letter where appropriate ethics and regulatory improvements are in place. It's important to have all the documents filed in one place, which is the trial agreements, insurance and indemnity details. All are within date and signed where required. And the personnel working on the study will have their training and supporting documents gathered from the site file, CVs, GCPs, and training and delegation logs. All resources and tools to conduct the study should be in place, such as access to the IT systems, the image transfer systems, the labs, and as you can see here listed, the radiology monitors and e-diaries. All provisions for protection of confidential data from the trial participants and study team should be adequate, and evidence of it cleared in the trial file. The team should be trained on data protection and to report any breach should it happen. Finally, the site can now show readiness for the next steps by ensuring that all steps are guided by the SOP, documenting completion of the FIV and having complete ISF. The team is ready and poised. The time ring fence to start recruitment. At this point, green light can be granted. Final milestone I bring you to in this session is an important one. It's the first patient, first visit, where the first patient is enrolled and it marks the official commencement of the study. Along with last patient, last visit and data lock, this is one of the most critical study milestones. Some final points to remember: that documented training on the SAV is critical. Sites appropriate resource for its duration. The research site access to the IT systems, and that PI oversight is important.